Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum to anyone who may be tuning in, and hello also. We have now passed the day of Ashura 2019, and in these days the lovers of the Holy Prophet and his family remember the suffering of the women and children who were taken captive by the government of their time, the government that had taken over the reins of Islam, so to speak, and were busily corrupting or trying to corrupt the movement of Islam and turn it into some kind of despotic monarchy. In this short reflection, I wanted to touch upon our responsibilities towards our planet. Taking care of our planet is a very important part of what it is to be a human being. Imam Hussein alayhi salam died for the highest standards of humanity. As he has said, the examples of what it is to be a human being are the al-Bayt alayhim salam themselves. They are the ulama, they are the ones who have knowledge, and their followers are the muta'allimun, they are those that seek knowledge. If you are not a seeker of knowledge, then your life in a sense has no purpose and direction. This is how important Islam considers the seeking of knowledge. It is of primary, fundamental importance in this path. And what kind of knowledge? What fields should we go into? What should we be doing to become people of knowledge? Because certainly many people across the world from Muslim countries have been deprived of an education in all kinds of ways, and are also in the process of forgetting the types of knowledge that were handed down through the generations with regard to Islam, such as akhlaq, such as good character, beauty of conduct, and of course spiritual consciousness as well. Today, like I said, I wanted to touch upon our spiritual connection to our planet. As we are well aware, there are corrupt governments who are setting fire to rainforests left, right and centre. Whether it is believed that global warming is a natural process or it is man-made, that aside, it can't be denied that mankind is doing terrible destruction to the planet, and that we are creating an incredible amount of pollution. I was asked to speak about this, although I was planning to already, by someone who is very concerned about the issue of pollution with regard to children. Even in my area where I live, in the centre of the city, parents have conducted campaigns to try to clean up the type of pollution in their area that's coming from the roads, because it actually does affect the brain development of fetuses and the healthy growth of children. So let us think about how we can do ihsan, how we can do beautiful actions, how we can raise our level as human beings in terms of reconnecting to our environment, reconnecting to other sentient beings, such as animals. Are we really taking on board that a lot of the food we are eating is produced by animals having to suffer the most terrible cruelties? And are we really taking on board our responsibility towards keeping our environment clean? As the Quran says, we have been provided with this planet as a supreme gift. And one of the mistakes that man has made for centuries is that he takes the planet for granted. He doesn't feel a sense of wonder when he is looking at it. He feels it's there for the taking and that it's there to be conquered. We need to review our attitude towards our environment. Even when we are going on ziyarah, sometimes there is a lot of litter around, there's a lot of garbage around that maybe people are not taking responsibility to clean up. Maybe even the organisers of gatherings and ziyarat and majalis are also handing out inordinate amounts of plastic and then collecting them up and chucking them away. We are actually unconsciously part of the problem rather than part of the solution. Many Muslims feel that they are struggling to maintain their spirituality and their spiritual consciousness. And one of my thoughts is that that is partly because they have been forced, Muslims have been forced to be primarily focused on dealing with political issues. There are relentless political pressures on people from all different backgrounds all around the world. And Muslims are a part of that. It has forced Muslims to look inward at their own problems and perhaps to feel that they don't have the time to engage with something like planting trees. They don't have the time to engage with something like cleaning rivers. And yet think about the kind of world we are living in. Think about the kind of world we are creating for others. In fact, one way to reconnect to what we are as human beings in the universe and to reignite our spiritual inspiration is to connect the heart to our environment, to connect the heart to the planet, to the skies, as living entities. They are, of course, locations, we could say, where they are the signs of the divine. They are within that the signs that there is a higher entity that has brought all of this into being. The Quran commands us to reflect upon the world around us, to look at its beauty and to appreciate it. This is a key way in which we can remember our place in the universe and perhaps regain some of our humility and respect towards the universe. So this is a short reflection and a brief call for us to perhaps take small actions to trying to become part of the solution for the corruption of our planet. Use bamboo toothbrushes instead of plastic toothbrushes. Serve drinks in glasses rather than plastic cups. And try to avoid serving out of plastic bottles, as an example. Think about recycling. Think about cleaning up after we have used something or been somewhere and left litter. This is a very important part of our conduct as people who are aspiring for knowledge, as being a muta'allim. We cannot be a muta'allim, someone who is seeking knowledge, and yet leave behind us a pile of unsightly garbage and dirt and filth. So, inshallah, before this time next year, let's try and take some small steps to improve our connection with the divine through reconnecting to our environment as a spiritual environment. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.